right, well, welcome once again to another episode of Sports Therapy with FH Jr. I am your host. If you are new to the show, that's who I am. This is the show, Sports Therapy, FH Jr. If you are a regular, thank you for calling in. Appreciate the support. And let's get started on today's show. Now, normally I give everybody just a little do a primo during the week, just get a little idea of what we're gonna do this week. But you know what? Let me start off by saying football is back. We had the first preseason game, and I was a little bit disappointed. You know what? I was majorly disappointed. Okay, but before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about the show. Now, once again, let me read the rules and regulations of sports therapy with FH Jr. Now, you guys heard my introduction. I usually jump in a little 20 seconds and then we jump into the show. Once again, I am rocking the standard uniform, Washington Commanders, because that's my team. Still rocking the cool beard. After getting a new fresh haircut today, would take my cap off, but can't do it. Now, about the show. Sports therapy is entertainment and entertainment only. We do not talk about politics. We don't give a fat rat's butt about what the Democrats are doing or what the Republicans are doing. This is our time to just chill. We don't talk about race relations. We don't care about your sexual orientation. If you are a friend of NFL football and if you like football, you are a friend of mine and all are welcome to participate. And there is no fan shaming on FH on Sports Therapy with FH Jr. So you don't have to have a bag over your head when you support your team, at least until the start of the season. You might put a bag over your head later if your team just get off to a bad start. Now, now we're going to be in the next couple weeks or so. We're gonna be changing our time. We'll be going from Monday mornings at 7 o'clock Central, from 7 to 8, and then we'll be coming to you directly after the NFL games are played on Sunday. So we'll be able to give our fans the opportunity to call in and express their opinion. I.e., you'll have 3 minutes to rant, rip, laugh, or kick some knowledge about all things NFL related. So, in another 2 weeks or so, in which I'm going to announce, you'll be able to call in. And as I was saying, we're going to a new time slot, so we should be good. But until then, we're going to push on with the show. Today's show. Now, we have done, I was just checking, man, I am up to, this is our 11th episode of Sports Therapy with FH Jr. So we've covered various topics. We did owners behaving badly 1 and 2. We did a show on the Cleveland Browns, the hot mess that is the Cleveland Browns. Then we asked the question last week: is your spouse a sports louse? So we've been all over the place, but now I'm gonna narrow it down. Today's topic is going to be called sports fans. Sports fans are NFL fans behaving badly. So we got a top 5 list of the worst NFL fans as established by, I don't know who was it, some official poll or whatever. But we're gonna cover what's known as the worst NFL fans. And no, they're not my Commanders, but we're gonna talk about that. And we will also get into life in times of referees. Because everybody thinks they know the game. And I'll be honest, I was just in doing some research, I realized there's a lot about NFL officiating that I don't know. So that's why I did some research. And you guys know I don't just get out of bed and wing the show. So we have some research. I did some research and we're going to talk about that. But first, I want to jump in and say a couple of things. Once, if you call in for the next couple of weeks until we move to our new time slot, any callers, if you want to come in and plug, you want to call in and plug any event that you got going on, your business, commercial, local, or whatever, you want to call in as long as it's legit and legal. Legit and legal. You can call in, kick a little knowledge, hate on your team or hate on somebody else's team, and get a plug in for your organization of or what any particular event that you have going on. Sounds good? It's all good. So now the number to call. Keep in mind that Sports Therapy with FH Jr. is streamed live on Facebook and on YouTube. While I'm talking now, you can see me. Let me wave to the family out there. Big ups. But we're streamed live on YouTube and Facebook. And also, I will post the show as soon as we're done, and you can also see it on other platforms. So that's what we're doing, and that's how we're coming to you. Whew, that's a lot to take in, I know. But I want to talk about, I want to start off talking about the first preseason football games. And you guys know how I feel about football, about preseason football. I actually think that the league need to do something else because myself and other fans, we just basically tune out when the season starts. So we really don't get into it. So that's what I personally think that they need to do something else with that. That said, I think the NFL dropped the ball when it came to the first preseason game, and that was the Jags against the Raiders. Jags against Raiders. Now, I'll be honest, whenever you throw the Raiders out there, they're one of the franchise teams that whenever the name Raiders, we're going to tune in. But I know preseason, and we talked about it a couple weeks ago, and we said, okay, the first game preseason, basically it's nothing. You know, guys get on the plane, they go and they play. There's no planning. Nobody get any type of instructions. It's mostly conditioning. I understand it. I get it, and it's a chance to take a look at the rookies, to evaluate players and see where they are in terms of following whatever off-season plan that they should be following, conditioning, all that good stuff. But if you are going to headline the Hall of Fame game, and it's going to be the middle of the week, like the NFL had this week, then my God, come on, man, show us something. Show show us as fans something. Give us something. And that's why I feel like the league dropped the ball there. It's like, come on. I understand you're not going to play starters heavy minutes, but to not show any starters at all, to not let any of the starters even play. They could have put those guys in for, I don't know, one series, turn around and hand the ball off to a tailback, throw a little quick out to a running back out the backfield. Do something, because they had the whole nation watching. You dropped the ball. To make matters worse, I was at work and I'm trying to, because you know I am in the educational field. I am a counselor, so please do not call in and call me doctor. But as we, as myself and co-workers, we're getting ready for the start of the new academic school year. I'm looking at my clock like, oh crap, you know, the first game is man, I need to get there. Oh man, I'm missing the game. Oh Jesus. So I had to call my kid and say, hey, look, record the game so I can see it when I get there. So all the while I'm there, just sitting on pins and needles. But when the time came for me to break out and go to the crib, headed home, I realized I got home in time. I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna miss the Hall of Fame game. I'm gonna miss the pageantry, the introduction, all that good stuff. I will miss. But when I got home, I realized two things. Number one, the game hadn't started because it was in a rain delay. They were in a rain delay. And second, they didn't start any, no starters. No starters started. We didn't get to see. Yeah, I know it's a dress rehearsal. I get it. I know. I'm like, okay. But it was the Hall of Fame game. It was Hall of Fame. It was nothing. Now, I watched because football was back. I'm hyped up. I watched. Still having chicken wings going on. Yeah. I watched the game. Got a chance to look at, and then and to be honest, I actually stuck with the game longer than I normally do because normally after first quarter I'm like, okay, I'm out. But I actually hung around to the fourth quarter, and I actually watched a lot of the game. Not for I did know a lot of the guys who from their college days and got a chance to look at them. And as I was saying, I understand the premise behind the preseason, that whole preseason, whatever the hell we want to call it. I understand it, but I still want to be entertained. Entertain me. I want to be entertained. And I was like, gee, come on, yeah. But I just know that the NFL had the whole. I mean, they had us all captive right there, and they should have put on a better product, and that's me. That's where I'm coming from. Now, some may disagree, and you're entitled to. I just think they should have put on a better product. So if you are listening on Facebook, or if you're listening on Facebook and YouTube and you want to know how you call in and you want to kick a little knowledge and want to participate in our conversation, the number to call is 940-329-4110. That's 940-329-4110. And you can call in and get your love on, your hate on. You can do whatever you want to do, and call in, and we'll put you live on the air. Now, as I was saying, today's show, it is about, and I look for, I didn't look too hard because sometimes I like just letting the show come to me. I just like sitting in the cut. I love just sitting in the cut and let shows come to me. Let ideas just come to me. I don't just put a lot of, well, I do put some time into how I'm going to present in the material, but sometimes I just kind of like let it just come to me. And so I was reminded about one of our callers we had last week. He was a referee. He was calling in, and he was kicking some knowledge. But he ended when I said, "Hey, guy, got anything you want to promote as far as an activity or an event that you got coming up?" And that's when he decided to give it to the parents who watch him referee and give him a hard time. So he decided to give it to them with both barrels. So that's what made me decide. You know what? I think today's show will be about fans behaving badly. So not only fans behaving badly in terms of the football fans of the NFL teams, but just fans of football behaving badly. Because truth be told, and I see this probably with my dads more than my moms, but moms, you guys are slowly catching up to dads as far as just being obnoxious and just when it comes to I wouldn't call them little league, but a minor Pop Warner type football, basketball, or whatever. And I know as parents, you put a lot of time for that, but there's this word called vicariously, living vicariously, and sometimes we do that. We live vicariously through our kids because maybe we didn't have the sports career that we thought we were gonna have coming up. We all dream about going to the league, playing professional football, basketball, baseball, whatever. But sometimes those big hoop dreams or football goals don't pan out. But we have a kid, and here comes our offspring, and all the things that we did get to do, we get to do it through our kids as far as sports. And sometimes we can kind of go overboard in terms of oh their sport career because we think that they're gonna get drafted in the NFL or the NBA out of fifth grade. And hell, it never happens. Never going to happen. So instead of letting the kids learn the game, and instead of you enjoying the game as your child grow up, sometimes as parents we get too involved in the game. I mean, too involved in the game to where we just question everything about the game, including the coach that's coaching our kid, the referee that's calling the game, and we got tendencies to act a fool in front of our kids. You know, giving the referee a hard time, yelling, "You suck!" You ref, you suck. You spoil the game and all kinds of cray. And so that was part of why I wanted to really get into today's show and kind of focus on that a little bit. And so we're gonna we gonna examine. But what I realized that I played high school football, but like some others, my football career ended after high school because you know I was one of those guys that I was probably good enough to play on a different level, at least college, but I wasn't big enough. There's a lot of athletes like that. You got the skills, you're big enough, you're good enough, but you're not big enough because back then, um, and a lot of times, you don't have to tell athletes that they're not gonna play on the next level. They know. I mean, you know, hell, you know. Mm-mm. It's like nah. It is right here now. I can go play intramurals. I can be an intramural superstar or just kill fools at the Y. You go to the Y, just be balling out of control. But getting back to my today's topic, as I was saying, I found out I didn't know a lot about refereeing as far as what it takes on the next level for the National Football League. Yeah, me, I like to think about when I'm watching the game. I like to think of my referee as just like being a light bulb in my house or at work. I don't need to notice them as long as the lights are on, you know. But once the lights go off, I'm I'm thinking, what the hell? Why are we in the dark? So I like to think of that way when I look at my NFL officials. If everything is going great, their impact on the game should be next to invisible. They should be calling a good game. Now, will they make errors? Probably. I mean, they're human. They make errors. That's why we got this thing called instant replay, which I used to not be a big fan of. I am, but I'm not a fan of how long it takes for them to get it right. You know, get it right. But don't have me where the game is going, the quarterback is in rhythm, the offense is in rhythm, and then all of a sudden we stop the entire game for a judgment call. You know, now if it's egregious, I understand that. Coaches get the choice to throw the little red flag, and then we can kind of appeal and we can set things in motion. But sometimes I was like, come on, man, get under the hood, make a call, give it to the offense, give it to the defense, and let's just keep it freaking moving. Instead, it turns into this long, drawn out. I'd be like, damn, am I watching Jeopardy or something where you know the little clock keeps moving? But all that said, I took a look at the NFL refs and the positions. Now I do know that when I think about the NFL and the refs, most of the focus goes on the little guy with the white cap on, and he's called the referee. And that's what we look at. When we see him, we're thinking, okay, he's usually the guy that's talking on he's usually mic'd up, and he's telling you what the play is, holding, first down, whatever. That's the ref. But there's so many. Now, we look at the other referee positions, and we don't think too much of them, but there is a first down judge, or a down judge as we call them. Then we also have there's a field judge, and a lot of times we don't see these people until one of the television announcers may say, "Hey, um, The line judge says this, the down judge says that, the side judge, that's a call made by the side judge. Then the field judge. We don't think about. We know that there's a crew. Each NFL team, each NFL game, there's a official crew, and a lot of times they work as a team, and they get graded. And I believe based on how they grade out, will determine whether they get to play, or whether they get to referee other games like the playoffs, and whether they get to matriculate further up the line as far as the NFL food chain. But I really didn't, and I'm sure I'm speaking for most fans. If you guys are honest, you don't know what the referee do either. You just look at the little guy in the white hat and you say okay, or you get pissed off at them because they make a bad call. But I wanted to know more about what it takes to be a NFL referee. Can you just get off the couch? Can I go from Pop Warner to NFL referee? Can I go from major college referee into NFL? What is the steps in order to get to be one, and what's the freaking pay? You know, are there benefits to it or whatever? So I took a look at this thing position by position, position by position, and hold on here. And so this is what I came up with. Let's see here. Now, I did mention that we have the referee, we have the umpire, we have the down judge, we have the line judge, we got a field judge, and we have side judges. That makes up a NFL crew. And of course, they have extra just in case someone get injured, because it happens. Because NFL football games are physical, and they can test one's physical limits. And because of that, you have a crew, and you have a backup crew. And so, that being said, let's look at the referee. Now, normally that's the guy who he's normally going to be the person who we see, who get most of our attention as fans. That's usually the guy that he's in charge of the game. He's in charge. He gets the final say. Now, normally they line up about I say about 15 yards in the backfield. Now, these guys here, mainly their duty is two things: to keep an eye on the running back, the quarterback, and they're looking at the guard and the tackle, just to make sure that they're looking for things such as you know false false calls, or somebody jumping out, not so much jumping offside, such as false starts and things of that nature. And they're also keeping an eye on the quarterback for um, illegal hit on the quarterback, things of that nature. So, but what I found out though, when I got into this thing, is that each one of the members of that crew have specific duties, but they share specific duties with each other. So it's almost like a if I miss a call, then somebody else will be on that same call, and we can get together and figure out and work this thing out and figure out, you know, was does something need to be overturned? Are we good to go with that? So when I think about the referee, like I said, he is going to be 15 yards behind in the backfield. Normally lines up behind the tight end. If you understand how to line, you got the center, guard, tackle, um, and you have your tight end and your wide receivers, and then of course you got your backfield, quarterback, running back, flanker. All depends on where that guy lines up coming out of the backfield. But you have that. That's but the referee, and I think because so that we can distinguish the ref from the other members of the team, that's why he wears a little white hat. That is the ref. Now like I said, he's mic'd up, and his primary duties are going to be um, looking for offsides, and also watching any type of conflict that's going on between the defensive line and the sitter, and that's where you get your your holding calls made on the offense, and that's usually going to come from the referee, because he's right there. He's right in the backfield, standing behind the quarterback or the running back, late hit on the quarterback. He's gonna make that call. But ultimately, when a call is made downfield by another position ref, they will get together. As you watch the games, you see they'll run up to the referee real quick and say, "Hey, I got holding on such and such. I got false start on such and such." So that's where that position is. And then right next to him, but on the opposite side, is the umpire. Now it was fun. You'll see that umpire in there too, and his job is to, you notice, is that when a play happens, they get the ball quickly to the umpire. His job is to set that the ball up on the line of scrimmage. Let's get ready for the next play. But now he shares duties with the ref in terms of watching the guard and the tackle and the defensive line, looking for holding, um, false start penalties, late hit on the quarterback, and all those things. So the reason I'm saying it, that way we'll know who to get mad at when we see a bogus call, a call we don't agree with. Because I know sometimes you can see where a call is made by another ref, but you got one ref standing about 2 feet away. Like, wait a minute, that's why did he make the call? Because that's not his call to make. As crazy as that sounds. So that's why this is gonna be NFL referee 101, or refereeing for dummies like myself and some of us, because we don't really know the duties of the officiating crew. We just know when they screw up, we pissed off at them. but like I said, you have your umpire, like he's usually on the opposite side of the referee, line up pretty much maybe about 15 yards deep, and he's sharing some of the same duties with the referee, but that's what he's doing. Now, how many times when we see the receiver go out for a pass, and all of a sudden if he catches it, we like, okay, he's in, he's not in, is he out? Or the running back hits the sideline, okay, is he out? Is he, whatever, did he fumble? Whatever. That is where you have your line judge. He's right there. And the cool thing about the line judge is he's right on the line. So when guys, that's why you should never have anybody lining up outside. That's one of the, when I was coaching, when I was playing, that's one of the things that just burned me up. Is how the hell do you line up outside when all you got to do is line up with the line judge? You just line up with that guy. You won't be outside. Okay? You won't be outside. Now, Cowboy fans, you guys should you guys should get familiar with with these two positions. The line the line judge, because that's one of the main problems that Cowboy fans always have with one of you guys. Always false start, false start, false start. So when you want to know which official is to be pissed off at when someone constantly jumping outside, it's either gonna be the line judge or the down judge, because that's they are on the line. Their job is to watch the line and make sure that you got enough offensive players out there. You count the players. You assist with counting players. Make sure on offense, you're not there to count defense players. You're counting the players on offense to make sure that we got 11 and that we good. But you're looking for things such as false start, um, linemen down the field when they should be on passing plays. You're looking for that little holding, holding. Yeah, so that's where that position comes into, and that's shared with the noticing. And one position is called the down judge. Now, note the title. It should tell you down judge. So his primary job is to keep an eye on that chain. He is the guy that looks at the chain crew and make sure that, okay, before we move chain crew, let's make sure we mark the first down, second down, or flip that little thing over and let us know Are we first and 10? Are we third and whatever? That's where that guy's job now. He shares some of the same duties with the line judge that he's going to be looking to see, is anybody outside? Do we have any holding, Cowboy fans? Commanding fan now. Now, the position that's gonna kill me is gonna be when I talk about the guys who referee the defensive side of the ball. Because I know my man Carson Wentz gonna be throwing a hell of a lot of interceptions and stuff. But that's what we have on the down. His primary job is to check the chain crew. That's and to mark the ball first down and keep an eye on the clock and sharing information back to the referee. Because if you think about it, the game is fast. It's a fast game. There's no way that the referee can see everything, be in charge of everything, make all the decisions. So, but the ref doesn't have time to overrule any members of his team. They basically say, "Hey, what you got? This I got holding. Okay, boom. Let's mark it. Let's move with it." So now we start to get on the defensive side of the ball. Here we're talking about having what's called the field judge. We got field judges and we got side judges. Now we're talking about the role of offense, wide receivers, and defensive backs. We get into here where we got guys here. They're the guys that when you see a football is caught somewhere 30 yards down the field, like, oh hell, how's this old dude right here? Because they are positioned sometimes 25 to 20 yards down the field. And the side judge, he's on one side. His primary job is now one, keeping the time and making that call whether a ball is either it's out of bound, good catch, bad catch, legal catch, no catch. Did the guy bobble the ball? Blah 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 blah. That's where we have that line judge, and he's looking for either offensive holding, pushing out by the receivers, or pass interference, or defensive holding by the defensive back or safety. That's his primary function. That's his primary duty. Then on the opposite side, you have the field judge. Field judge, same duty except for the opposite side. Primary function is to be involved in the hand-to-hand combat between the wide receiver and the DBs. See, okay, do we have holding? Do we have a good catch? Is he inbound? Did he step out? Was he juggling the ball? Ruling it a catch or no catch? And looking for any penalties on the defensive side as well as any penalties by the offensive player. So when we look at the game, we have a better idea as who's responsible for what and what the specific duties are. Because a lot of times we just see the referee, the guy in the white hat, making a call because he's mic'd up and he's talking, but it's like a real team effort, and those guys get a lot of work in. They have to practice because they have to have everything down. Now, last but not least, we have the back judge, and that guy is about 30 yards deep. He watches the second clock. That's the person that who's in charge of making sure that we're getting that playoff within the allotted time. If not, we'll get, hey, clock expired, and then it's gonna be a penalty. So that's his specific job, but also that person is in charge of making sure that if there's going to be any calls on wide receiver, defensive holding, pass interference along those lines. And so he normally will probably, his duty, he'll probably be end up watching not the widest receiver, because that's usually going to be your line judges. When your wide receiver come out and they either go trips and they spread out, that's going to be your normally your side judges are going to be have that function. But when it's something like a deep go pattern or something like that, that usually going to fall into the jurisdiction of your field your back judge, and that's to get an idea of what's going on there. Do we have holding? Is it going to be a touchdown? Yeah, blase blase. So gives me an idea of the role the referee playing. So for all y'all parents that are out there giving the refs a hard time, you know, just giving the raising so much hell that you bring your own pitchfork. Uh, that's the role. And I want to go a little farther than that because I had no idea about how extensive trying to be an NFL referee. First of all, you have to have 10 years experience at before you can even think about being an NFL ref. You need 10 years experience, and of those 10 years, 5 have to be officiating major college games. You know, you have to be where you have been on a big stage, and normally, and I didn't know this until I really got into it. Normally, the route starts from refereeing Pop Warner games to high school to you can never officiate enough games. You're always padding your file because you always want to get better. The game is always changing. Everything is changing. But if you want to be an NFL official, just because you get those 10 years, you have 10 years experience, and you got some experience with major college, was it football, basketball, and for today we're talking about football. Um, that's just a preliminary qualification you have to have. I didn't know that they actually have the NFL actually have on the officiating side. It's like it's similar to going out and scouting players. They go out to events and scout um, referees and make a decision. Do we want to pull this person up? Let's look at this person. Scouting day. It's like anything else. It's like talent. They go out. They look for talent. And so I really didn't know that until I actually got in. Like I told you guys, I don't just get out of bed and wing this show. I had to do some research, but I wanted to know just how much does it pay? How much does it pay? Is it worth it? Because you got to go. Like, if you get picked to be an NFL rep, they send you. It's that's where the training starts. It's just like making an NFL football team. The training is very intensive. You know, you go through that. Then they put you with a team, but it's not a full time job. So don't quit your day job. It's not a full time job being an NFL rep. But when you find out how much they make, you might want to quit your day job because it's a part-time job. The average salary of an NFL official is $205,000. Yes, the average salary for part time is over $200,000. Man, I am in the wrong profession. Let me start working on my resignation letter. That's a jokey joke. That's a jokey joke. I'm not gonna quit my job until they offer me that NFL referee job. Hey, did I'm out. But can you imagine getting paid $200,000 for part time? Just part time. Wow. But there is no insurance. You get no benefits. No insurance for an NFL referee. None. No insurance. But for $200,000, I can get some insurance. Don't worry about that. Okay. But they get to participate in the retirement program, so you can participate in a 401k plan. So it's all good though. Okay. Now, some of the bennies. When I say bennies, I'm talking benefits. Short for. That's what bennies are short for. Benefits. Like friends with benefits. But these are benefits with benefits. But what I found fascinating is what is the incentive for me to be a good NFL ref? What is the incentive for me to work as a team, not do solo projects? That's why it's important for them to work as a team because they are graded on their performance, and based on how they grade out, determine whether they get to referee playoff games and even the Super Bowl. And if that being said, they get more money, additional cash as they move up and down the line. So um, I found out that officiating crew that officiate the Super Bowl, they can make an additional 40 to 50 grand. Can you imagine that? 40 or 50 grand. Hmm. So some of the officials that I know that I grew up with, some have retired, but I'm gonna throw out a couple of names here. I know everybody know Red Cashin, better known as First Down. First Down. Now, Brother Red has passed on, but that used to be one of my all-time favorite refs I could watch, man. First Down. Then there's Mike Carey, brother Mike Carey. And then I remember, Walt Anderson is still around. Now, one guy that gets me, because he's retired, but he works on, he still works, and they always call him to make a play, make a call while they're in the process of waiting for, while they're in the process of waiting for the damn instant replay. So they'll call Mike up here. Mike, what is it going to... And Mike never makes a play. He don't go out on a limb and say, well, hey, it's going to stand. He always kind of in the middle just in case he don't get it wrong. And like, come on, Mike, make a play, make a call. Now, there is... now, the league is changing, and I like that. Because I know we do have a couple female referees, and I'm cool with that. Sarah Thomas comes to mind. I was so happy when they, because you don't have to be a big, strong football player to call a game. As long as you can put your lips together and blow that whistle and make a call, you good. That's it. You know, make the call. So, brother Johnny Greer, and I'm talking about refs that I wouldn't say I grew up watching, but I mean they were calling the games when I was watching the games. Now, I'm not that familiar with some of the newer referees now, but I am familiar with Jerome Boger. I watched Jerome; he's pretty good. And everybody remember Big Ed Hockley. Ed always had to flex his gun, big gun arms. I know he has a son, Sean, and keeping it in the family. So that's referee talk. So for all you all parents that out there hating on the refs, booing them, and all that stuff, stop it because they go through a lot to be a ref. There's a shortage of refs everywhere. Even Pop Warner, YMCA, because refs are saying, "Hey, you know what? I don't have to do this. I don't have to call this game." Because some parents be want to wait for the referee after the game and give him a piece of their mind. I'm gonna wait for this ref. I'm gonna tell him it was a bad call he made in the first quarter. Man, do you know how much how far we don't went since that first quarter? Let it go. Let your kids enjoy the game. Parents, don't be that parent. Don't be that parent. Don't be that parent at all. Mm-mm. Stop it. Do not be that parent. Now we're gonna transition. We are going to transition to, as I said earlier. Yeah, I got my new rocking a new beard. Just came from the bar, looking like new minted money. But the next segment is gonna catch some of y'all by surprise, and some of y'all is not, because some of this is you. You are some of these people. As we talk about fans behaving badly, fans behaving badly. Are you setting a proper example for your kids? Fans behaving badly. Mm-mm. Let's say hello to our sponsors real quick. Train Touch Muscle Therapy is a leader in medical and sports massage. Their motto is we do. What we do is deeper than a massage. It is muscle therapy. Ross, Earl, and the entire team are there to serve you, starting with the client special. That is $60 for 60 minutes. Mention that you heard it first on Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr. and my friend. They will give you the hookup. Advanced Train Touch uses advanced massage techniques to help clients' muscle function. They have over 1,000 online reviews with an average of 4.8 stars. So if you're in the Dallas area, if you're visiting, if you want to get a good quality massage, then you need to call my friends at 469-754-1232 and make an appointment with Train Touch Muscle Therapy. All right. Now, let's talk about fans behaving badly. Bad fans. So, I have this article. You guys know I don't wing this stuff. I don't. I do research. Now, according to this article, they listed top 5 of the worst fans in the NFL, in the National Football League. Top 5. Some of you all are on this list. Your team. Let me read. Number 5. I'm counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Number 5 is the Who Dat Nation. The New Orleans Saints. Who dat? This is what this article said when it came to the Saints fans. It says, visitors to the iconic and New Orleans Superdome report encountering one of the NFL's most aggressive and occasionally violent fan base. Who dat? You dat. That there. It says, according to this article, the Saint fans, they participate in everything, including throwing beer on the field, beer cans and beer on the field, cheering for injuries to the opposing players, and even assaulting opposing fans. Now, that is not sanctified behavior. Who that? You that. It says the internet is flooded with Saints fans behaving badly. Then it gave an example of they believe as the person who was setting the tone for such bad behavior. That was former coach Sean Payton. It talked about that, and I remember this happened, and a couple years ago when Sean got suspended for the league. Sean Payton, a couple of people on the defensive side, I think a defensive coordinator, and it was like they had this what do we call it, a system where they were paying players to hurt other players, and so they were saying the fans take their they take their marching orders from Sean Payton's behavior. So that's why they were listed as number 5 as the one the worst team in the NFL, and that's the New Orleans Saints. Who that there? You that. Number 4, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the team known for the terrible towel. According to this article, it says Steelers fans are known for traveling over the nation to watch their team. Yeah, the Steelers travel. Nobody travel like the Steelers. Terrible towel and all. It says, hold on. It's watch the favorite team play. The fan base also known for being one of the most spread out groups, because there is a Steeler fan base everywhere. Hell, that's probably one on the moon. If I get to the moon, there'll be a Steeler fan base that they are there. They travel. They love their team. I got no problem with that. Okay. Now here, they just pointed out that the Steeler fans made the list because it says, with numerous clubs and fan organizations, we talked about that. They have fan clubs everywhere. With much success over the last 15 seasons, Steelers fans have developed a reputation for being overly cocky. That's not. I have nothing against being, a little cockiness. You can love you can love your team. There's no problem with that. Love your team. But it says they're cocky and arrogant towards other NFL fans. In other words, the Steelers will tell you, we finna beat you. You finna catch this beat down, and we gonna make you like it. With the it says opposing fans express extreme irritation with the constant having to watch them damn Steeler fans waving them towels, them terrible towels. By the Steeler fan. That I don't know that qualifies you as being a bad team. But they made the list, so they're number 4 on the NFL's fan behaving badly list. The Steelers. Number 3, according to this article I read, is America's team. Them their Cowboys. Them there Cowboys. Yeah. Are y'all really still them there boys? We them boys. Them Cowboys. Big shout to my double dip rootin' tootin' Cowboy fans in my family and all the ones that I work with. Y'all still them there boys. Okay, according to this, it says the Dallas Cowboys haven't won multiple playoff games in a season since 1996. Since their Super Bowl winning ways. Since Dallas Cowboys, the Cowboys boast, and this is true, they have the largest fan base in the NFL. Y'all can pat yourself on the back. It's okay, yeah. Y'all be happy about that. Because as they say, a piss poor dog won't wag his own tail. Okay? Now, a sorry dog won't wag his own tail. So, Cowboy fans, y'all can feel good about that. Y'all got the biggest fan base it is. Y'all America's team. Mm-hmm. But this article said that them there Cowboys, this is how other fans feel about the Cowboys. It said that the Cowboys have been labeled spoiled and entitled. They think they are entitled to be in the Super Bowl every year. And every year they say the same thing. Hey, we going to do it this year. We Super Bowl or bust. And so, according to this article, that rubs other fans wrong. And the Cowboys have been known to lay hands on people. Now, if you ain't a preacher, or if you're not administering first aid, you should not be laying hands on anybody. Keep your hands to yourself, Cowboy fans. Stop laying hands on opponents. Unless you're on that field with a helmet on. Number 3. Now, we get to number 2. Number 2 on fans behaving badly list are the New England Patriots. According to this article, it says are there more spoiled fans in the league? Is there a more spoiled fan base in any league than the Patriots? It says the Patriots are known to travel. And it says that they have a lot of people who claim to be Patriot fans that don't even watch the game. Hell, they don't even watch the game, but they Patriot fans. Yeah, but they don't even watch the game. Most of them don't even know who on the team, but they would throw that and brag and boast. Hey, we Patriot fans, and they'll let you know they travel. They love to travel and sit down. The New England Patriot fans are some of the most well-traveled in all of professional sports. Others state that Patriot fans are described as the loudest, most obnoxious fans anywhere. The Patriot fans are the loudest and most obnoxious fans. I got no beef with people bragging and boasting about their team, but and when you at an event, are you supposed to be like, okay, it's a decorum I have to do. I can't be acting a fool or whatever. So, according to this article, the Patriot fans are number 2. So now as we get to number 1, the number 1 team. Now, I'm not going to lie, I was not I was not surprised that this team was number one. Hold on, we got somebody I want to call in. I was surprised. I was not surprised that this team was number one on this list. This team is the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles, because I witnessed some of this stuff. I witnessed some of the things took place while I was watching at home, because I'm not going to the stadium. No, so since Philadelphia Eagles, they are considered to be the worst fan base in the NFL. Oh, not just in the NFL. Nah, that wasn't good enough. Nah, that wasn't good. The Eagles wasn't happy just being the worst team, the worst fans in the NFL. They had to be the worst fans in professional sports. It says after the Eagles won the franchise's first Super Bowl in 2018, its fans celebrated. This is how the Eagles fans celebrated. They celebrated by tearing down light poles, flipping cars, and setting fires. Now, here's what gets me. According to this article, it says that's right. Eagle fans terrorized their own hometown. I don't mean to laugh, but damn, they terrorized their own hometown after winning the Super Bowl. Some of the most notable misdeeds by Eagle fans were, and I actually watched some of this. It says that these are some of the things that was committed by the Eagle fans were cheering for the career-ending injury to Cowboys wide receiver Michael Irvin. I remember that when Mike was laying on the veteran field, that old terrible field they used to have. Eagle fans was cheering. They were cheering because he was injured. Then they booed Santa Claus. I don't know why was I watching these games, but yes, I remember Eagle fans were booing Santa Claus, and they were throwing snowballs at Santa Claus. And oh Jesus! It also went on to say that Eagle fans was known for throwing D-sized batteries at opposing fans and beating up opposing fans, along with attacking the opposing team's mascot. Now, you think that's enough? Nah, they had to earn the title. So the Eagle fans also threw beer at opposing teammates, and then they were intentionally vomiting, throwing up on some little girl. Eagle fans, there we have it, folks. From the top 5 of the worst fans in the NFL. Oh, this show has been wild. I can't make this stuff up. I can't make this stuff up. Let me pay, before we break out today. Let me pay some let me pay some bills here. Here we go. Crown Royal, discover Crown Royal, blended Canadian whiskey, patiently fit for a king. That is my drink indeed. Expertly blended. Let me say that again. Expertly blended since 1939. After a long day of crime fighting, I reached for a bottle. And you know what I say? Crown me, baby. Crown me. Drink Crown Royal responsibly. That is my drink. Now, as we prepare to get out of here, I want to thank all those who tune in to my show. This has been Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. This has been another episode. And although I had to roll solo today, they gave me the ball on the 1-yard line and I got it across the, I did not fumble. So to all my country kin folks down in the great state, everybody in the booth, those who are tuning in to F.H. Jr. and Sports Therapy in jolly old England, I want to say thank you. And to all the Lions on the yard, stay golden, baby.